Right, hello everyone. This behind me isn't Cumbria. I just needed to do a short introduction for this one before we get into the main video. There's a couple of bits that I need to point out. First of all, we've got the ongoing camera issue with autofocus making that awful buzzing noise throughout. My apologies for that. I recorded those videos before I realised that the camera had a problem. It's going to happen in this video. This is a two-parter, so it'll happen in the next video, and also in Lancashire there's another video coming up where that noise is going to create me problems for editing, and hopefully you guys don't pick up on it too much. It sounds at times like that I've got a rattlesnake in my pocket, but as I say, apologies for that. I've now got a new camera which I'll go into some details about in a future video. I'm using that here today, so hopefully the sound is okay and the picture's okay. We will find out. This is my first time using it. So the second item I want to raise about this upcoming video is that from the very outset I'm talking about something called the C2C. It's a route that I was following across the north of England. Unfortunately, at the end of day 2, my right leg gave up on me. My right knee was hurting quite a lot. And I've got a very important tour that starts next week. More about that later. So with that important tour coming up, I made the decision not to push my knee any further, and I stopped at the end of day 2. I just wanted you guys to know that at the outset, so there's not a big disappointment at the end of part 2. So, with that said, on with the video. So, hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is the start of the C2C, Whitehaven in Cumbria. It's traditional to dip your back wheel in the water down there, down that slope. Unfortunately, I'm not able to push the trike down that slope and back up again with my gammy leg. I just think I'd probably end up putting my trike into the dock, and I'm not going to risk that. So we'll forego the tradition of dipping my rear wheel in the water. I think I'm quite close enough. Right, so this is the start of the C2C. I'm going to ride up through Whitehaven and up into the hills of Cumbria. the route out of Whitehaven seems to be on another one of our disused railway lines. It's all lovely and paved, certainly no problems for the trike, but it's all, as you can probably hear from my breathing, on a very gradual upward slope for several miles. Seems easy at first, but very slowly is taxing on the legs for a first thing in the morning. But this is easy compared to what's to come. So the sea to sea then, my apologies for not filming more whilst I was in Whitehaven, but you know me in towns, I don't get on with it. Or should I say I did get on with it. I just don't like being in towns where there's lots of cars and people and noise. So the sea to sea, even though on that big signpost it's the letter C, it's actually the word sea to sea. So you go from the Irish Sea in Cumbria, in the north of England, to the North Sea at either Sunderland, Newcastle upon Tyne or Tynemouth. My apologies to the people who live in the north if I'm pronouncing any of these towns wrong in any way. Oh. So yeah, it goes from one side of the country to the other across northern England, and some of the most beautiful countryside that we've got. But this is supposed to be the most popular cycle route, or certainly one of the most popular cycle routes in the UK because of its beauty. And still we're trundling uphill. So the sea to sea route itself is approximately 140 miles long, depending on where you start and where you finish. It has a couple of start points and a couple of finish points. I think the route I'm on is supposed to be 140 miles. Every time I put the camera away, just keep coming across a nice little pretty bit. Nice little cutting through some rocks. This is such a well-maintained path. Grass is cut either side, the trees have been trimmed. Little sculptures as we go along as well. Plenty of seats because it's all uphill. Seems to be every 300-400 metres I come across a sculpture, but the sculptures have seats built into them. You can stop and rest your tired legs whenever you want. This is so very pretty. Takes the mind off the fact that it's still uphill. I think I'm about 10 miles in now and haven't done one single downward bit. This is gorgeous. Somebody's left a trike sitting there. So I'm not sure why there's a small cave along the side of a railway cutting. But today it smells like it's just being used as a lavatory. Not very nice. But apart from that, this is all very pretty. On an old station platform. I've no idea where this was a station to. Just had a quick look on the map, but can't see any nearby villages on the map. So. Well, it's somewhere near Cleetham Moor anyhow. It's lucky I don't suffer very much from hay fever. God, the pollen that's blowing around in the air at the moment. So all these may trees are out. They stink. I don't know, some people might like that smell, I don't. Yeah. I have to say at the moment the C2C is absolutely superb. As you can see, it's all paved. No weird gates to get the trike through or anything like that. This is another Sustrans route, our national cycle routes. This one's number 71 and 72, I think. I think they're kind of on top of each other here from the looks of it on the signs. Covered in flies. That's what you get for wearing a yellow shirt. Or as the wife would say, a green shirt. Morning! What's the opinion of everybody? Is that green or is that yellow? And so many people seem to call that green. Ugh, flies. Perhaps I'm just colourblind to it. But to me, I would call that yellow. And we're still going uphill. See, that's the sort of sculpture I was telling you about. There's just benches all the way up here, or different sculptures with seats built into them. So this stuff, that's awful. That's about 3 or 4 inches deep. And unless you're riding a fairly decent mountain bike or a fat bike, that's just no good at all. Certainly no good for a recumbent. Hopefully it doesn't go on too long. As you can see, I'm sort of over on the grass, trying to keep away from it. Not great. Oh well, onwards and upwards. So, as I've said so many times on these videos, you can't see the hills in this camera. But in the Lake District, you certainly can see the hills. So I'm now making my way towards those. Cool, listen to them pedals complaining. So I'm just into a village called Kirkdale. It's my first bit of on-road riding on the C2C, and I don't know whether you can see behind me, but it's very steep. I'm doing all of 4 miles an hour. And it's still going uphill. It's all very pretty there. So there's just a tiny breeze today, and that's behind me, which you might think is a good thing, but when I'm going up these hills I can't generate enough speed to create any breeze for myself. So it's not nice. It's sticky. I keep getting sweat running at my eyes and make my eyes sting. I've taken my glasses off because they keep steaming up. Again, because I can't get up enough speed to keep them clear. And still we just grind uphill. Oh. So from Whitehaven, the first sort of semi-major town I'll hit in the Lake District will be a place called Keswick, and that's about another 20 miles away, I think, and there's quite a climb I've got to get over to get to that as well. This is just the start. I'm hoping to do a few miles past Keswick today. I'm in no rush, but we'll see. Anyway, still grinding uphill. Sometimes it's worth doing all that climbing. So I'll find out the name of this church in a moment, but it's on the C2C route, and helpful information for anybody who wants to do the C2C. It's got a public toilet and a place to get some fresh clean water to top up your bottles, which is really, really handy. And all they ask is a small donation in a little jar, little honesty box that they've got in there for people to leave a little donation. But it's a lovely little church. It's got a lovely little toilet, so there we go. Handy hint for anybody who's coming this way. The lake to the left is called Lowes Water. Cumbria is dominated by a national park called the Lake District National Park. It's called the Lake District for an obvious reason. It's absolutely beautiful. So there's a sign for Keswick. It says 8.5 miles. Unfortunately, more than half of that is uphill. I'm right at the bottom of a valley, and I've got to go over that line of hills that you can see in the background there. I haven't got to go up quite that high. There's a pass that will go through it somewhere, but you'll see it on Relive. It's going to be the highest point for the day, and my legs are already quite tired, so not looking forward to it much. Hopefully the views will be worth it. Please don't tell me that you can't see that hill on this camera. This is the steepest little hill I've ever gone up. It's not too bad. I mean, it finishes just there. This bit of it finishes just there. But this bit is like so steep. So I stopped by that little house, just there, that little house. And a man came out and he gave me a banana, bless him. And he filled my water bottles for me. How kind is that? Really good. He said he does it for people on the C2C all the time, because he's got a little gateway opposite his house, and it's a perfect place to stop for a rest on this hill. And he says he runs out and fills people's water bottles all the time, so really, really good. He said I've got about another 3 miles of uphill to get to the top of the pass, and then it's downhill to Keswick. It's not the end of the day at Keswick, unfortunately. I want to go a bit further, but we'll see, See how I feel when I get to Keswick. It's all very pretty. Look at this. All these lovely fresh spring ferns. Right, I'm going to eat my banana, have a drink, and then finish this little bit, and then carry on to the top. Hard work, this climbing lark. Like I said, my legs were tired before I even started. But I'm getting there. Just taking a few rests on my way up. I'll get there in the end. There's no rush. So I think I'm somewhere near the top of Whinlatter Pass now. It's difficult to tell because I keep coming across little ups and downs like this, very undulating, but it doesn't seem to be going up majorly up anymore. It's just sort of up and down, up and down, up and down. Lots of trees blown down in here. Coffee time. Not a bad place to have a coffee, eh? So, I made it to the top of Whinlatter Pass. And I'll be perfectly honest, as I always like to be with you guys, that was hard work. It was very hard work, which is a bit concerning because that's nothing like the biggest hill or the longest hill that I'm going to have to go up on this trip. I know they say recumbents are hard on hills, but this is the first time I've ever brought them to proper hills, or mountains as some of them are, but yeah, Trini was hard work. That lens is dirty. So, yeah, that was hard work. There's not a lot more I can say about it than that, to be honest. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I think my legs are going to be quite sore. Into the bottom of the valley down to Keswick. And then I'm going to start looking for somewhere to stay for tonight. Campsite wise. Looking for somewhere to camp. Oh, there goes my water bottle. Right, I'm going to get back on the trike. I've had a coffee. Oh, let's get going. So, all the way down there. Lovely view, eh? obviously holding the brakes whilst I'm going down here. I don't want to let go completely because I have absolutely no idea what the direction of the road is going to be at the bottom of each of these bends. Well, I made it down without melting my brakes. I'm now on the valley floor. It's obviously a river floodplain of some sort along here because it's dead flat. For the first time today I'm on the flat. Only just. There's still big hills right next to me. So, just coming into Keswick, finally. It's been a long time getting here. But here we are. More mountains in the background. I just thought I'd come off the trike for a minute, have a look at this. It's the Castle Rig stone circle. Apparently it's estimated to be 5,000 years old. But not only that, it's at the top of a hill, so there's a fantastic view. Guys, so as you can see it's a little bit later now, same day I promise. So just after the stone circles there's a farm that has a camping field, so I've jumped in on that. It was about 7 minutes cycling after the stone circles, so I've been here now about half an hour, no, probably longer than that, an hour. I've booked in, had a shower, set the tent up obviously, and bought some eggs. They sell fresh farm eggs. So right at the moment, let me show you these. Right at the moment we're boiling some eggs because I'm going to have some pasta. I'm going to have tuna pasta for my evening meal, and now I'm going to have some fresh boiled eggs with it as well. forward to that. It's a nice campsite. Have a look at this view. As you can see, the field is mostly empty as well. Oh, there's a trike there. Look, somebody's left a trike again. They leave trikes laying around all over the place around here. What a lovely evening. I like this sort of pasta because it's really thin, it cooks nice and quickly. Turn that down a bit. The meal choice is pasta tonight, pasta tomorrow night. Unless tomorrow night I'm near a pub. Unless tomorrow night I'm near a pub, sorry, I paused then, there's a tractor on the field. It's going to be a bit noisy for a minute or two. Yeah, pub grub is lovely. I'd rather go in a bar and have some food. But tonight, pasta with tuna. That'll do. And some eggs, of course, now I've got the eggs. So anyway, thanks for the noisy tractor. I'm going to cook and eat my pasta. And I'll get back with you guys in a little while. So I've had my food. That's it. Just about done for today. I'm absolutely shattered. I'm not afraid to admit that I found it quite difficult today. It's my first time with a recumbent trike on hills. And as you can see, they're substantial hills at times. But yeah, it was difficult today. I'm tired. It's not going to be that long before I hit the sack. Hope for a little bit easier day tomorrow. Right, anyhow, I said I'd show you the tent setup, so it's nothing special. You've seen it all before from my Holland trip. If you haven't seen my Holland kit list, up there, or up there, I don't know. Did I get that right? Let's do a test. My Holland kit list up here. There you go. If that was wrong, I look like a complete prat. Right, so, same tent as before. It's the MSR Hubba Tour, or is it just Hubba Tour? It is down there. It says MSR Hubba Tour 2. And as you've seen before, it's got the extension on that end. I can put Trini in there if I wanted to, but I'm on such a quiet camping site this evening, I won't be putting her in there. So, sleeping bag wise, I brought my winter sleeping bag. The weather's still not quite warm enough for the summer one. So, we've got the big thick winter sleeping bag that you've seen before, and the Thermarest Neo Air X-Therm size large. So that will be me sleeping, and to be honest guys, that's pretty much it. That is my camping setup for this trip. Yes, I brought the stove, you saw that earlier. I'm doing some cooking. So other than that, I think that's about it. Other than to say that Trini did very well on the hills. I was well chuffed with her. No problems with her at all. The FNEO gearbox, pretty good. I'll talk about that more tomorrow, I think, because I'm too tired to even think at the moment. I'm absolutely shattered. Right, I think that's about it for today then guys. I'm just going to enjoy the last of this sunshine. I'm trying to get a little bit of warmth from it. It's turned quite cool now. But I'm going to hit the sack fairly soon. And I'll see you in the morning. Cheers. Ta-da.